Part 1. Before the Party. Preparing for a music festival takes a lot of organizing and planning. From deciding on tickets and accommodation, to what to pack, and how to prime your body and immune system, I'm going to go over all of the steps that I've come to find absolutely necessary to take before leaving for the music festival. This list may seem a little long and tedious to anyone new to the festival scene, but putting the extra work in before the party starts will result in a far more seamless and carefree festival experience. Chapter 1. Choosing your festival and ticket type. Tip 1. Do as much research as possible to find the perfect festival for you. It is beyond imperative to do your research before deciding on a festival because there are so many different types of festivals out there for so many specific music tastes. If you exclusively like house music, you will be downright miserable at a festival that is fully dedicated to drum and bass music. If you solely like trance music, you will not have a good time at a dubstep festival, and so on. The more research you do, the more likely it is that you will find a festival to perfectly fit your idea of good music and a good time. The festival that may appeal to you most may be a lesser-known festival with a minimal following, so don't count any festivals out because you've never heard of it. Not having heard of the festival means that it's not mainstream, which doesn't mean that it's not an incredible festival. No matter how obscure you think your taste in music may be, there is a festival out there somewhere in the world for you. Finding your perfect festival is as easy as typing Deep House Music Festivals, or whatever you're into a search engine and checking out all of the festivals that pop up until you have a solid list that you want to further research. Tip 2. Watch live streams, after movies, and YouTube. Once you've gathered a list of festivals that fit your taste, a great way to get the feel of the festival is to watch live streams and after movies of those festivals. In the after movies and live streams, you can experience virtually what that specific festival was like in the past. You can get a feel for which type of artists will be on the lineup, what kind of people attend, and the event's overall vibe. Live streams are an excellent way to discover new artists as well. If you're planning to attend a massive event like EDC Las Vegas, which books hundreds of artists every year, it can be hard to choose to see a new artist over seeing someone you already know you like if they're playing at the same time. Watching live streams in advance allows you to preview an artist before going to their set. There are some artists that I listen to a lot, but they don't put on an exceptional live performance. On the other hand, there are some artists that I rarely listen to, but I would never miss seeing live. You'll start to see that some artists, such as Grizz and Odessa, are more than just DJs. They're performers, and their shows are nothing short of magical. These types of artists will slowly start to move up on your must-see live list the more live streams you watch of them. After movies are not only a sound research method, but they'll get you so excited about the festival as well. I watched the Holy Ship after movies from the previous years more times than I could count while preparing for my first sailing. Watching these kept me so enthusiastic and focused while I spent hours at work and the gym in the weeks coming up to the festival. YouTube is another excellent resource to turn to for more information on specific festivals. Emma Capotes has hundreds of very informative videos on music festivals on her channel. Her channel is beneficial for people who are new to the scene and trying to pick their next festival, because she makes a recap video of every festival she's been to, and she's been to a lot. You should also check out her very educational Rave Culture podcast, also available on her YouTube channel. Tip 3. Choose a large eclectic festival if you're open-minded and not sure what your favorite type of music is yet. If you're fairly or totally new at going to music festivals and you want to explore your options, going to a massive festival with lots of different types of music is a perfect choice for you. These festivals can even be fun for people just looking to mix up what kind of music they usually listen to. I have a particular taste in music, but I went to Coachella, a very musically diverse festival, one year and honestly had so much fun. I usually choose festivals centered around electronic dance music, especially house or dubstep, so it was fun to switch things up and see artists like Beyoncé and Post Malone that I would never have seen at the festivals I usually choose. Some other extremely popular starter festivals for the open-minded include Bonnaroo, Life is Beautiful, Lollapalooza, Ultra, Glastonbury, and Siget, to name a few. My best advice in these enormous festivals is to freely explore the stages and stop to party wherever the music sounds good. Tip 4. Turn it into a destination festival trip. Destination festivals are my favorite. I love to travel. I've made a promise to myself that I would find a way to see at least one new country every 3 months. I also love music festivals, though, so what to do when you have limited time off, limited funds, and the expensive hobbies of traveling and going to music festivals? Combine them! A few of my favorite destination festivals include Holy Ship and Friendship, which sail around the Bahamas, Tomorrowland in Belgium, Amsterdam Dance Event in the Netherlands, and the Yacht Week in Greece. A few that I have planned next are Never Sea in Romania, Ultra Europe in Croatia, and My Paradise in Fiji. Virtually anywhere in the world you've dreamed of visiting, I can almost guarantee there will be a music festival either there or someplace nearby at some point in the year. If you're going to be traveling far away, try to bundle your festivals so that you can go to more than one while you're there. For example, it takes me 2 or more days and between $1,000 and $2,000 to get to Europe from Hawaii. Tomorrowland, Ultra Europe, and Neversea all happen within a month of each other, so it makes the most sense for me to stay and go to all 3 while I'm already out there. A few more destination festivals high on my list include Carnival in Brazil, Ultra South Africa, Envision in Costa Rica, and Electric Love in Austria. There is something out there for every music lover/travel enthusiast. All you have to do is fire up that search engine. I would also highly recommend taking advantage of layovers and cheap tickets between countries close to each other. Last summer, when I was supposed to go to Ultra Europe and Neversea, thanks coronavirus, I played with my Skyscanner app for hours until I found the perfect trip. A 1-day layover in Paris, 5 days in Romania, 5 days in Croatia, 3 days in Copenhagen, and then another 1-day layover in Lisbon before heading home. Paris and Lisbon were just bonus trips that I didn't have to pay anything extra to take. My trips between Romania, Croatia, and Copenhagen were all less than €100 altogether. The best ways to find these epic layovers are not to search for the best route, but to search for the cheapest route. The cheapest route is generally less popular because many people want to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. Still, if you change your search to find the cheapest, you'll be able to pick from a lot of different cities in which you can have up to a full-day layover to explore. My favorite layover score so far was when I was trying to get from Switzerland to Alaska. My first layover on this trip was overnight in London, during which I met up with one of my friends from Tomorrowland. Alesso just happened to be playing in London that night, so of course we went to his show, which was incredible as usual. My second layover was a full day in Iceland, which I now consider to be one of the coolest places I've been. I spent the whole day relaxing in the Blue Lagoon and drinking champagne from the swim-up bar. It was heaven. The best part was that I didn't have to spend any extra money on these incredible 1-day side trips. So, if you're going to a festival far away, take advantage of this and see more of the world. Tip 5. Thoroughly research ticket types. Okay, So yay! You've finally decided on which festival you want to attend. Now it's time to look into which type of ticket you'd like to purchase. You'll usually have to choose between general admission and VIP. Every festival is different, so they will have various perks and prices for their tickets. That being said, read thoroughly on the festival's website to decide which ticket type is right for you. These next 2 tips are just generalizations of my experiences in GA and VIP. Tip 6. Buy general admission if I almost always suggest just going with a GA ticket, especially if you're low on funds. Even at festivals that I've scored VIP passes to, I generally ended up spending almost all of my time in GA anyway, because it's honestly just where the party is at. Even if you do have the money to splurge for that VIP ticket, keep in mind that at a lot of the larger mainstream festivals, you'll probably just be surrounded by hordes of pretentious Instagram model types trying not to dance so that they don't sweat off their hair and makeup. In my opinion, getting down and dirty in GA is the best and most fun way to go. Tip 7. Buy VIP if some perks to VIP usually include shorter lines to get into the festival, access to less used and, therefore, cleaner bathrooms, and access to less crowded bars and chill spots. These tickets are usually much more expensive and rarely worth it, especially if you're attending on a budget. The one festival I've been to at which it was incredibly worth it was Lost Lands, a dubstep festival put on by Excision. The ticket was only a little more expensive, but the VIP area was super spacious and on top of a large hill. Think amphitheater style, so we didn't feel excluded from the music or fun in any way. Lost Lands is a pretty intense bass-heavy festival, and sometimes it was nice to get away from all of the mosh pits and madness and chill with our crew in the emptier, chiller VIP section. I think the good vibes in the VIP section at this festival had a lot to do with the fact that the clientele at Lost Lands is not a flashy crowd by any means. Even in VIP, people were stoked and dancing and obviously there because they love dubstep, not because they wanted to have a photo shoot. Another huge perk of going VIP at Lost Lands was their Lunatics beauty tent inside the glamping area. Inside the beauty tent, we could pick out whichever Lunatics face jewels and glitter we wanted, and a professional would glam us up for free. They also offered free hair braiding with colored extensions. It was such a fantastic resource to have when I was hurting in the mornings and didn't feel like putting in the work to make myself pretty. Again though, read everything about the festival ticket types on the festival website because it totally can be worth the money in some cases. Tip 8. Do not buy from a stranger online. Seriously, please don't do it. If the festival you want to go to sells out, I can guarantee you that there are scammers out there taking advantage of that. I have a friend who was scammed out of a little over $1,000 last year from people who put up a fake advertisement for concert tickets that never existed. A lot of festivals will have a buy-sell page on Facebook in which you can connect to a real person with an actual profile to buy your tickets. We all know what a fake profile looks like. If they have no friends and their most recent photo is from yesterday, they're trying to scam you. If you have mutual friends, you can see that they have real pictures of themselves from many years ago, and so on. It is exponentially more unlikely that they are trying to scam you. However, whenever possible, buy your ticket early to avoid having to buy from a third party altogether. Tip 9. Buy now, figure it out later. If you see a festival that you desperately want to go to, you will find a way to make it work. Avoid realizing last minute, after the festival sold out, that you're going to have severe FOMO, fear of missing out, the entire time everyone else is out there having the time of their lives at the festival that you really wanted to go to. I can't tell you the number of times I've gotten in way over my head with overbooking myself for festivals and trips that I couldn't afford, but I've always made it work. Once you have that ticket purchased, your whole world will change. You'll suddenly be picking up more shifts at work, staying later than scheduled, and working as hard as you can to make that money appear. You'll lose interest in wasting money by going out to bars in your hometown, eating out for every meal, going shopping for things you don't need, etc. I had so many festivals and trips planned one year that I picked up a second job and worked 80 hours a week with no days off for months. The crazy part was that I wasn't even bothered by the workload because I was so overly excited about the incredible year I had planned for myself. It is unbelievable what you can make happen when you've made the commitment to yourself and bought the ticket to something that you really wanted to go to. Buy the ticket, manifest your destiny, and make it happen. Chapter 1 Summary. Music festivals take a lot of work and research. Deciding on which festival you want to go to is fundamentally the most crucial choice you will have to make, so choose wisely. All festivals are not the same, and not all festivals are for everyone. Putting the time into finding the perfect festival for you is one of the most important things you can do to ensure that you have a fantastic experience. Aside from this, you will also have to choose which type of ticket will be most worth your money. Buying as soon as you decide is key because tickets do sell out. In the end, you don't want to be stuck having to decipher whether a third-party seller is scamming you or not if you try to buy your ticket after they've sold out. Most festivals offer a payment plan anyway, so make the commitment and book that ticket. You will only regret the festivals you didn't go to.